I'm Corey Davis, your host, and I'm thrilled to take you on this journey as we dive into inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical tips to help you thrive as a digital nomad. Welcome back to the Jet Set Journeys podcast. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we have Jessica Holmes with us, and I'm excited to hear about her story and have her share her experiences with you. So we're going to learn about where Jessica, how she got started, where she's at now, and where she's headed. Hi, Jessica. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi, Corey. Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm good. Thank you.
Good. So where are you from originally?
So I'm from Gloucester, which is a small city in the UK.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I was in the UK for about 4 years, Mildenhall. I don't know if you know where that's at. Okay. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Some people are like, yeah, I have no idea where that is. Like, yeah, me neither. but cool. So, how'd you get started in traveling? Like, what are you doing now? What's going on?
Yeah, so like most people, it's a bit of a long story, but always loved travel. It was something I really wanted to do. And went backpacking when I was in my early 20s, did the whole gap year thing, and then came back home and settled down, which is what I think a lot of people end up doing.
Right.
So I was with my partner already. He's my husband now, but obviously my boyfriend at the time. And we settled down back in our home city, and we got proper jobs and bought our first house, and then the pandemic struck and we felt a bit trapped, and we found ourselves reminiscing about our backpacking days and how could we do that now but a bit more grown up, and that's so how we've become digital nomads now. So we work and travel full time.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that's how most people get started. It's a love for the travel, right?
Yeah.
And like you just kind of between working and then trying to travel, balancing that together, it's hard if you're in the office or, you gotta ask your boss for time off. And so we try to adjust. So that's awesome. So where have you guys been around the world?
So we've been to most continents apart from Antarctica, and we haven't been to South America, which is a shock still to me, even though we've been nomads for years now. But we actually try to travel a little bit slower, stay in places for longer. We often travel over land now as well, so that constrains us a little bit. And also, because we're both working full time, we don't like to rush from A to B anymore. So we do spend about a month in each place usually.
Nice.
But yeah, we've been to all sorts of places, and I'm sure we'll talk about it soon, but we do house sitting now. And whilst we've been doing that, we've been all over Europe, and we're actually going to Africa later this year.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah. Slow travel is really the way. Like, so I'm in the Philippines right now, and I've been here since last November. So I won't call that super slow travel, but, but we got
found your second home.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. And so, we have some future plans, and we're going to actually get started here and then just kind of use Southeast Asia, different places. But, and then I want to work my way west and then start getting into like the Europe areas. But anyway, so a lot of people, I think slow travel is nice because some people hear digital nomad and they think they're just bouncing from place to place to place, like every couple days. Right. And then, I think that kind of freaks them out. Right, if you're not but
and travel burnout is a really big thing for digital nomads. So
it is,
because you are working and you have to commit yourself to certain things because that's how you're getting from A to B. You're earning an income from that, so you do have to prioritize your work, but then you also want to see everything and do everything, so it's good to spend longer and you can have that balance more.
Absolutely. Because sometimes like 2 weeks, and that's a lot, but that's not enough time to go places and do things you want to do, right? And like you said, you still got to work, so it's like, okay, I can't even do these things. So it's really hard. So house sitting, what's going on with your house sitting?
So 2 years full time now we've been doing house and pet sitting, which is basically where someone goes away on holiday or for business, say, and we come in and look after their house and their pets. So you can, there's a lot of, some people know a lot about house sitting, others have no idea you can do it still. So it's quite a niche thing. You can do it paid, so you can get paid for doing it, or you can do it as a trust exchange. So we do it as a trust exchange because we have our full-time jobs already, which I'm a writer and my husband's an accountant. So we didn't want to take on another stream of income and make it a job. So for us, we view it as like quite free accommodation, really, because you sign up to a website, an app, and they facilitate the exchange. So you spend about £100 a year on all your accommodation for the year, just for either sign up for the site. But yeah, we love animals. Liking animals is kind of a prerequisite for house sitting. So that's another reason we really enjoy it, because we get to have pets on the road with us, which is great.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool. Yeah. House sitting. Yeah, I didn't really know about that. I just heard about it from a couple other guests. But anyways, that's interesting. Yeah, it's a good way to travel for free, right? And having free accommodations.
Exactly. A lot of people do it now and then, or they might do it in between, if they're in between places. But we started doing it in 2022, full time, so just going from sit to sit, and it's worked really well for us so far. So we're loving it.
So what's a good app that you guys use, like a trusted app?
Yeah, so we use an app called Trusted House Sitters, which is the biggest one in the world. But there are now I'd say about 10 to 15 different websites which you can do it through. And some of them are country specific or continent specific. So it's best to kind of look at what you want to get from house sitting and then decide which website to use. But Trusted House Sitters is worldwide. They have great member support, and even though it is the most expensive, it's still only about £150, I think, for the year, and you get everything included. So it's really good.
Oh, that's awesome. So how do you guys pick your destinations on where you guys are going to travel?
It changes from time to time. It depends. Sometimes it depends on work commitments. Sometimes it'll be that we want to go and see family or friends in a certain area, so we'll look in those locations. And other times we're just free as birds and we just look on World Map and see what's available. So it really does depend on what we've got coming up.
Gotcha. No, that's perfect, because some people are like, it's the whole world. Like, how do you choose, right? And it's your personal preference. Like, and start big on where you want to go. Like, okay, Europe. Oh, that's huge. Yeah. All right, now start breaking it down. What do you want, right? And sometimes I base it off of food. What's my favorite food?
Thailand. Get me to Thailand for Thai food.
Absolutely, I love that. That spice is no joke in Thailand, though.
No, but it's lovely. I love Thai. Yeah, Thai or Malaysian food. Yummy.
Oh yeah, Malaysian food too. Yeah.
But there is a lot more that goes into picking our houses now. Actually, I could speak quite a long time about that, because another thing that you need to watch out at, if you're a digital nomad who does house sitting, obviously you've got your work and stuff. You need to be careful about what pets you look after, because some house sits might have 10 horses and 10 dogs and loads of different tasks. So now we tend to look for pets that are also a bit more chill, that don't need as much care. So we often just look after one cat. So we've just done a house sit in France for 5 weeks with one cat. So literally so easy. So we look at that now, and also on duration. So we look for longer sits. So you can filter all those things on the app as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. I never even thought about that. Like house sitting, and then they have like 10 horses. That's
we've looked after so many. Yeah, we've looked after so many animals over the years now. I feel like I'm an expert in all sorts of animal care.
Do you get instructions on how to take care of the animals? They give you like a written instruction, or the owner's there and you guys kind of get a little handoff?
It changes every time, but usually there is some sort of written guide. Some homeowners do it really well and it's huge and full of everything. Other people just give you a page. And again, some homeowners like you to be there in person to meet them, and they can show you everything. But others just leave you the key safe code and say, let yourself in, it's very straightforward. So again, it depends on that level of care that you're needing, and really the homeowner's personality as well, because people are so different with what they expect from sitters.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. So no, I love animals, but it's hard when it's somebody else's animal. To me, it's like kids. Like, I love my own kids, but other people's kids, you're like, kid, naughty nose, get it away from me.
Oh no, I am a real animal lover. I'm that type of person that goes up to all the stray animals on the street and smokes them and feeds them. So
that's perfect for you. That's cool. That's cool. So
one of the hardest bits is leaving the pets behind. I really struggle with that. Yeah. Especially if it's a longer sit, like 2 months, and you've bonded with them. Yeah, it can be hard.
That is hard. I never really thought about it from that angle.
Yeah.
That sucks. It's funny. So what are you guys' plans for the future? Are you just gonna keep doing this?
I think we will for now. We do have a house secured in South Africa next year. So we're going to see where that takes us. And it might be that we do a mixture of more travel and house sitting now, because we've been doing the house sitting solidly for 2 years. And like anything, you get a bit tired of things and you want to change. So I think we might do a bit more travel in the coming months. But yeah, we're going to head towards Africa, see if we can secure some more sits, and then do a bit of traveling around that as well. So very excited for that.
Nice. So obviously Africa's a continent. A lot of people get that confused. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So and it's huge continent. Which part are you guys planning on going to?
So we're planning to go. Well, we have flights booked to Kenya, and then because it is also my husband and my 30th birthdays in the latter half of this year.
Nice.
So thank you. So we thought we'd do something exciting. So we're going to Tanzania as well to do some safaris. And then we're thinking of going to Zambia, possibly Namibia and Botswana, and then down to South Africa where our house is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so quite a big trip.
That's pretty awesome. Hey, you guys are gonna see a lot. Like I don't know much about Africa. I'm American, so. But anyways, but I hear it's beautiful. The people are awesome, right? I'm not sure about the food, but
yes, cool. The food is a bit worrying for us. Tom is gluten-free and I'm a vegetarian, so we always have that problem when we're traveling. But we cope, we always manage. I'm just really excited. You can imagine, being an animal lover, how excited I am to go and see things in the wild. So,
their natural habitat, absolutely. That's cool.
Other than that, in the future we'll just continue to connect with other nomads, and I'll keep writing, we'll keep working and traveling. So we love the digital nomad life. It's really good for us. We always felt that sort of nagging when we were younger, that we weren't like everyone else that was around us. We have family and friends that were settling down, and they kind of said to us all, when are you having children? And we said, we don't know if we want children, but it's weird that people assume you're going to do X, Y, Z. And even in our jobs, we loved our jobs at home, but we just felt there was something missing. And the pandemic actually really pushed us to realizing that we wanted to travel again. So we're grateful for that.
It's a work-life balance, right?
Yeah.
You can do things in your life that makes you happy now that most people don't do until they retire, right? They wait till they're 65. And it's like you're doing it while you're younger and healthier and you're able, right? That's what I always tell people. Your back's not hurting, your knees aren't killing you. And then I always say, you got to go climb a rice tower or rice terrace in Asia when you're 65. Like this, man, if you can, kudos on you, but the 65-year-olds I know, they've worked so hard. There's no way. Anyways.
Exactly. And I feel like now there are more generations coming through and more people realizing that we shouldn't be living to work. We should be creating the life we want and then making our work fit around that. And that's something we really try to do. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's exactly why I started this show, to help share everybody's story, because it sounds so good to say it on paper, right? But it's like even that work-life balance, it gets tossed around way too much, but it's not true, right? Because they're like, hey, mandatory overtime and this and that. We got to get product out, and it's like, it's crazy. So everyone hearing your story, it definitely helps, at least get that seed in their mind where they can start growing it and doing it their way, right? There's other options.
Exactly, and I do tell everyone, you really should give house sitting a try. I'm not saying do it full time like we are, but try it and see how it can work for you, because it's low cost accommodation. It's almost like Airbnb, but with pets, and you're not paying. So it is a really good way of traveling. And I'm very passionate about it. I don't know if you've seen on my socials, but I wrote a book about it last year. So my first book came out, and it's called The House Sitter's Guide to the Galaxy. And it's all about how you can travel with house sitting, how it can work for digital nomads, and actually how you can implement like a greener traveling lifestyle using it. So it's something that I do really love, and I try to tell every nomad or everyone I meet to look it up.
That's awesome. So I know, and slow travel is another one that's huge, that people need to know that they can do that, right? And especially now, a lot of countries they're opening up their visa laws to, especially to digital nomads, right? And they're making it longer. Like Thailand just opened theirs for 5 years if you're a digital nomad, because they realized after the pandemic, it's like they need money from tourists. Like I was there and I was talking to like a lot of the locals, and they're like, we were broke. There's no jobs. We were just kind of, no one's on the streets because of the pandemic, but there's also no one to take to work or anything, right? Like the streets were dead. It was crazy. And so now after everything's opened up, Thailand's like, nope, come back. We need to make up. Our people need to eat, right? Like they need to feed their families. And so tourism is huge. And so and digital nomads, we go over there, and even if we're trying to save money, we're still spending a lot.
Yes, in those areas. And actually, because we're renting accommodation, but also if we stay there longer, we can interact with the locals in a proper way rather than just not really interacting or talking or connecting with them. So I think that's important too, is being mindful of where you are, being present and trying to connect with the people that do live there. It's a great way of deepening your understanding of your impact, isn't it? Yeah,
absolutely. And you start going to the local markets instead of like the touristy areas, and you realize it's cheaper. They're amazing people there, but you're also helping their economy by buying food there, right? So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and you can learn. You can all learn a little bit of their language whilst you're there. listen and smell and see what's going on. It's great. Yeah.
And you can't do that in 1 week.
No, not if you're working Monday to Friday.
Oh my goodness!
I know my husband does still work normal office hours, just wherever we are. So it's usually weekends we're out exploring. I'm very flexible, so I can just write wherever and whenever. But every nomad has a different way of working, don't they? So
of course. Yeah. So where's the longest place you've ever stayed, and how long?
In house sitting or just travel in general?
Just travel in general,
Travel in general. We actually, it will have been the Philippines, because we stayed there. It would have been back in 2016, but we did a very short visit to Palawan, and then we left. And we were so upset that we'd left that we went back for 4 months. So that is probably the longest place we've been. And then obviously we settled down for a bit at home, but in traveling life,
That's cool. Good deal. So as far as community, like how do you find community while you're on the road for digital nomads?
That is a tricky one, and it's something people often ask me. There is a lot of community through house sitting, actually. So through the website we use, and through Facebook groups and Instagram groups and WhatsApp groups, there's loads of people out there now house sitting. So I find a lot of people through that. But also just on Instagram, trying to actually connect with people, not just following and liking. I do like to message people and see who they are and what they're doing and where they are. And then if I'm nearby them, or I think we're close together, I can message and we can meet up. So that's really helpful as well. But I also do things. I take part in online book clubs, which I've joined a few this year as an author, which has been awesome. So people have been reading my book and then asking me to join. But different things like that, online groups, And then when you're in a place, so we're in Amsterdam this week, it's always great to look for meetups through hostels, through the app Meetup or the website Meetup. And yeah, just going along and not being afraid to talk to people. If you hear someone talking and you think they sound, similar, they sound fun, say hello. You don't know what can come of it. So
that's good advice. And WhatsApp groups. So I'm new to WhatsApp groups. So how do you find groups in WhatsApp? I thought that was just exchange a phone number.
Yes, so I don't think you can find them, but once you have a sort of community that you've created, or a lot of people on Instagram. So this is an example that's happened to me this year. There's a lot of people on Instagram now that are house sitting full time or living nomadically that way. And I made a few different connections. And then two of us said, actually, why don't we make a group with all of our connections and take it off Instagram? Because it just is more personal and we can talk on there. And for example, when you're doing house sitting, you often get asked to come back. So if the homeowner likes you, they'll say, oh, we're going on holiday next year. Can you come? And you might not be able to, but some of the other people might be able to that. So then we recommend them and we say, oh, does anybody want this sit on these dates at this place? So it kind of is working like that at the moment for us.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. I like that. Yeah. So Jess, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, learn more about your story, maybe ask you a couple questions to help them get started in their story, how can they get a hold of you?
I would love to hear from anyone. I love chatting and I love just messaging. So any questions, please do message me. Instagram would be the best way. It's at Pitched Hiking and House Sitting. I also do have a website and blog, so they can subscribe or message me on the website as well. That's got loads of city guides, hiking routes, and just travel and house sit stuff as well. So that is www.pitchedandhiking.com.
Perfect. And all these links will be in the description, everyone. So you'll definitely be able to see it there as well. But I wanted to put that out there for in case you guys are out there driving and listening. And so you can have that in your ear. But absolutely, Jess. Well, thank you for being on the show. It's awesome. I'm glad you started sharing your story and keep doing what you're doing, what you're writing. And I hope you got inspired by Jess's story and out there trying to plan your next trip or keep you motivated to keep going on your current trip. Thanks again, everyone. Until next time, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Thanks, Lori.